Hey, what the hell's going on, you guys? This is People Playing NegativeAE, and welcome back to another episode of Wright. It's been a long time since the last one. I actually had to kind of catch up a little bit on the last episode. But we're pretty much done with this trial, right? Like, I feel like it's the guy, you know? Like, I feel like it's the old man. We know who it is. We just need to get proper evidence that it's him. And then we're good. He also ran off, so it's like, whatever. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? Murder for murder. Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed? I think he's talking about his father. He never takes someone's life, never. Nick. Yo, how's everyone doing? What'd you think of my performance today? Had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning? Me? Oh, yeah, I do remember feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth. It was like love at first sight, right? Right, Nick? Huh? Me? Well, maybe my heart skipped a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy. You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. Today's trial. Larry, you really helped out in the trial today. You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. But seriously. That boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious. But AJ ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Yeah, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else, right? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me. Right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true. But when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then, back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Was that when you two were classmates? Yes, in grade school. They saved me. Maya and Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know? What? Hey Larry, what's he talking about? Sorry, I kind of forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm going to hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. It's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on a trial. A class trial. A class trial? You remember, Larry? Spring, end of 3rd grade? The kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared with $38 still inside. Oh yeah, now that you mentioned it, I do remember that. I can see why you'd forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I skipped PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So they thought you did it? Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial. On trial? The next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. I didn't do it. Guilty, you did it. Give the money back. You're such a meanie. Admit you did it. You can't hide the truth. We're not going to play with you anymore. Yeah, no Brian the eraser. He's not allowed in the relay race. What's the library committee? Give me back the 50 cents I loaded you. Hey, did you rob that bank the other day? What? Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. Go over and apologize, Phoenix. You know what was happening. It was so sad, I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. The tried to apologize. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. You shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed. Amateurs. Miles? It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That is why, Your Honor, this boy is innocent. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah. You did it, he's the one. We don't need proof. Make him say he's sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? This is always how it is. Everybody ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I will replace the money myself. The class trial is over. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were the best friends, or the best of friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone, without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well, it was just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I had been there, they would have thought I had done it. So I took it kind of personally, see? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Anyway, I can see that's... I can see them ending on that. That would be hilarious if they were just like the last trial of the game. You know, Larry Butts is just the killer. And like, in the end, something smells. Was the butts. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that last trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my father. A famous defense attorney. Then, a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident. Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. It's so sad. It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like, "Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney." Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him, I don't know how many times, but he never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't just drop it though. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he had become who he became. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean... That's why? That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. In court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain, and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Whoa, Nick. So, is that why you helped me out for free? Yes. I helped you because I believe in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Aw, Nick. Nick, we have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Very well, maybe. First, there's a rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for who. I guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Okay. I mean, let's just go straight to the... Oh, hello. Hey pal, long time no see. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, eh? Got so worked up, I snapped my tie in half. Sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may, it's my duty to show you, or to you as a police officer. Now I'm off to catch me a criminal. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. Eek. No one can go into the woods today. Woods? Mulatto's camping? The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one could go in for a while. Guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Okay. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too. I guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work. The old caretaker got away. Yep. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. Ahem. I didn't know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Aha, hello! What might you be doing here? Going out for a walk, The days of my youth, like the scent of a fresh lemon, you see. Grossberg, this is no time for idle reminiscing. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. It is true, yes. From what I saw of the trial today, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. What do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Part of me... yeah. I agree with that statement. Who knows? Part of me now is considering that guy. Because why would you be here? And what... in what universe are you here? And for what reason? You know? Like, I feel like that's a big kind of thing that just happened. Why is he there? Hello, hello, Squawk. Hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot off to fend for herself. I apologize for the yawning. I filmed these late. Examine the parrot. Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick? You probably shouldn't just kidnap her. The police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something. Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you. Great, now the bird's going to hate me. I'm curious to see what, like, improvements or, like, what is made about the second one to make it different, you know? Or if it's just the same game. I guess he hasn't been back here since the trial. What's wrong? Oh, never mind. What? Tell me. Just when I saw the TV, I remembered they're showing a Pink Princess special this week. See, that's why I didn't want to tell you. Okay. Number to the safe. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228. Yeah, why wouldn't you look inside? That's like seeing a box that could or could not contain information. Why not just check to see? Handwritten on these very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Nick. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth's name beyond me. How should I know? I'm going to read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here in perfect detail. Take it. Add it to the evidence. Add it to the court evidence, dude. Add it to the court record. What does it mean, get revenge on us? Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Thank God. We're gonna explore everything just because I don't write, don't officially in the wall. I just want to make sure everything's clicked on before I go, and it's like, you know, I'd be like exploring for hours, and then it turns out I have to like go here and explore the sink or something. I'd be so pissed. Fan doesn't have anything, floor doesn't have anything, table's all set. I think we're all set in this. Whoa. Okay, there's nothing left in the safe. Okay. Oh, please don't let there be another thing that I can search in there. Please don't let there be a thing in there that I can search. Because I'm leaving that area for good now. Oh no. Won't be coming back today. Please say there's some guy he had arrested by tomorrow. Bookshop caretaker. He started shouting something about catching him if it's the last thing I do, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe. Okay, so he's not coming today. Let's go to the detention center. Perfect. I need to be here. You look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard the story about the class trial. What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it, in 3rd grade? Lunch money? Oh, right. Yeah, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you would do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, even. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Hey, Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes, the man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter, any way you look at it. Yet he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the 3 of us were trapped in the elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we were all suffered from oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed that Yanni Yogi had not been of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to lack of evidence. Innocent. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher, and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. So he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He's a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he's obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved, and not one suspect was declared innocent, ever. But that's... I know. It's possible that some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job, to find the suspect guilty, perfectly. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth? If what you're saying is true, you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. Right, there's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I admit. Kynum. Well, no, because we have the letter. Show him this. Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. Revenge? On me? Who is that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, right, but I don't remember that old man. Not at all. So he was following this letter then? Which means there was someone else behind it. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Two men? Meaning myself and Robert Hammond? It also says this is your last chance. Last chance. Wait, maybe. Maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait. That old man. What is it? Do you know who he is? Yogi. Could he be Yogi? The suspect in the DL6 incident, the one who was found innocent. Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in that elevator together 15 years ago. What's happening? The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long it felt like forever. The air thinned and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said, quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out. Help, get us out. Don't shout, you'll just use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed the court and Yogi was found innocent. But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edward. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right. It's something that's been troubling me these last few days. Didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? A nightmare I've had, a memory of a crime that I committed. A crime that you committed? A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing in the dark. You're not making this any easier. I'll get us out. Don't shout, you just waste more oxygen. I can't breathe. You're using up all my air. What? Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. What? What are you... Stop breathing my air! No, father! He's attacking my father. Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I pick up the pistol. Get away! From my father! With that scream, I awake. It's a bone-chilling scream. Scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But that's just a dream, right? The thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it is I who killed my father. If you think about it this way, or that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth. You mean it was me? I was the true criminal of the DL6. I shot my father. This is bad. What are we going to do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do, like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe. There is, Nick. There is someone else who knows about the DL6. What? Oh, there is. Dude, there is. Hi, Grossberg. Mr. Grossberg. Hello there, what's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding. I can't believe you're not. My. Calm down, tell me what's happened, It's Mr. Edgeworth, he... Let's see. So Edgeworth dreamt that he shot his own father. I don't know if we should be telling this guy things. I just feel like he's just not a trustworthy guy. I wonder, what? If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled, Well, also consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep you want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Edgeworth's dream was not a dream, it was real. As you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired and the deed was done. I don't believe it. Yogi was suspected of murder and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. He may have had one peer now that... He may have had one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey. Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result? He has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call all attention to his methods. And he lost. And died in despair, as it were. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fey. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent. That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud. That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it, it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son? Only a possibility, mind you. But a possibility nonetheless. I feel like we shouldn't show him this, but I'm going to show it to him anyway. Oh ho, so this is the letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond. But why kill Robert Hammond? Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their own sake, but for his own. His own sake? He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he's trusted was his own ability. But He got his client found innocent, so why should it matter? Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially, he was ruined. You'll understand soon enough. Wait, what is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before, a long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this? You claim he wrote himself this letter and followed his own instructions? He's angry. Think again. Do you have any idea? So karma? Why would he have something to do with this? I'm not sure. Von Karma. Wait, you're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting. I used it all the time on court reports. But that means the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was correct. Manfred Von Karma himself. What does this mean then? Why would Von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? Yeah, I fucking have no clue, dude. If it truly was Von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow in the court, I think. He'll press that point until he finds Miles Edgeworth guilty. How could Von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. That I do not know. Yet, I do know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. It was 15 years ago Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court. And Von Karma did win, but he didn't make it through the trial unscarred. What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Karma? Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial, but Gregory Edgeworth accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood. Faulty evidence? It was the only penalty Von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth had dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation several months after that, you see. Vacation? Yeah, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in many years of prosecuting. He doesn't take vacations? Like go to the sea or to the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe. I've never been to Europe. I do want to go to Europe, though. That sounds like a fun time. You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. In any case, that was the only time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot. He wanted to keep a perfect record so badly. Why would you take such a long vacation? What do you do, Nick? Von Karma's going to bring up DL6. You can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DLC? I won't let him. Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know. I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone. But Nick, Edgeworth admits his father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest. Mr. Grossberg, thank you. I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim. I understand. Police materials. No. Oh, good, green text. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the gold guy, Yogi. Ah, it's you. I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back. He's staying out looking for someone. We're wondering if we could check the records room again? Well, now I can't have just anyone wandering around in there. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. You can go in there as long as he's there. Von Karma? Yeah, he just arrived, actually. Von Karma's in the records room. Nick, let's hurry. Uh-oh. Break out the fucking camera, dude. Misty as always. We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they haven't had time to clean. What's wrong, Nick? Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. Von Karma. Okay, case reports. He has like a graveyard of police cases. I guess my sister's case report is missing mention. Huh? One of the drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking in it recently. The label says unsolved cases, evidence. Unsolved cases? Nick, the file for D6, or DL6 is completely empty. What? What are you doing in here? What the fuck? That head-on view. Oh, dude, so it's probably not the boatkeeper. It's probably Von Karma that did it all. How do you know my name? What? What the fuck? Wait. What the fuck? What the fuck? Have we met? What do you say? We see each other every day, don't we? For Miles Edgeworth's defense team? Defense team? I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. They're like bugs to me, needless things, to be crushed. You had an axe to grind with Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you? Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney? Why? Because he dealt the blow to your otherwise perfect trial record. So you did, but what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival. That, my dear attorney, is none of your business. Tomorrow will be the last day of this trial. It's been a while since I have a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. He looks like a fucking vampire. Like, straight up, he's a vampire. His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean? Quite the researcher. If you've done your homework, then certainly you must understand. You'll know that what Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow. You're right. Von Karma is going to bring up the DL6 in court tomorrow. I feel like we shouldn't show this to him. I want to show it to him anyway, because I feel like that's where the story wants me to go. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder. Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it. So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter? Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. Now you saved me from a lot of needless hassle. A stun gun. For self-defense, usually. Indeed, 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence. 600,000? Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it. Usually. Now give me the letter. No. What are you... Nick, run! Out of my way. Wow! And that was a story beat too. So like there was no way around that. He just had to have that happen. If it was me, I would have just saved it. We like threw our hand out. We threw our poker hand out before it was even time. We were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna raise, and by the way, this is what I have." Like I feel like that's the worst thing to do. Oh yeah, the letter. Did he take it? Huh? Oh yeah. Are you okay? Couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could, but one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now when we need her the most. I wishing that I hadn't woken up at all. Maya. There has to be some way I can help her. Better do something about her self-confidence first. Maya. She's holding something. What is that? A bullet? Deal sex evidence number 7 taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Barn Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. Okay. We lost one thing and we got something else. Alright. I'd say that's a pretty good time to end it, actually. Save my progress. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, well, that's it. Oh, and final day. Cool. So does it always do that? Did it do that in the previous trials where it was just like final day? Because I thought the last trial was going to be the final day, but then it just didn't turn out to be. Anyway, I think, if I'm not mistaken, when I looked up the guide, there was only 4 episodes under the first game. So I'm thinking this is the last episode of the first game, at least. And then I imagine we'll kind of like maybe play the first episode of the second one, but then wait it out. You know? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I also want to see kind of how different the second one is, or if it's different at all. I know this is kind of like a remastered version, so it could just be that they updated all of them to be good, or to be like updated graphics. But it could also be that there was some stuff in the second one that didn't exist in the first one. I imagine they would have to keep stepping it up, right? To figure out what was going on. Anyway, I'm done here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, you guys.